Hey guys, so today I'm gonna be looking at scary stories that will freak you out. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. Long story short, multiple people who are not friends with one another have been in my house and seen a woman in a blue dress and then told me about it later. I don't tell anyone else about it, not even my husband, because it doesn't bother anything. No big deal, right? Anywho, I myself have seen her twice. The first time I woke up in the middle of the night and saw her leaning over the baby's crib. I immediately sat up and she just faded away. I felt crazy because I didn't know anyone else had seen her at the time. The next day I went to Walmart and some lady walks by me and says she likes the baby. I stop and ask what she said and she says, "The woman in your house, she likes the baby." Low-key peed my pants and ran home. That is so creepy. Like, you think, what? Like, you see a ghost and then some random stranger just comes and tells you about the ghosts that you've been seeing in your house? How does she know about the woman? Maybe she lived there before, but how does she know about the baby and the whole scenario? Maybe she's the ghost. Maybe. I don't know. That's creepy. That's so scary. I would run too. When I was a little kid, my father used to take me and my two sisters to a railway museum in my city. We loved it, but he suddenly stopped taking us there. Years later, I was told why. Every single time that my father took photos of us there, a strange face appeared above my little sister, and so he got scared and never brought us there again. Only above the sister? Yo, that's not good. Ugh, I hate stories when it's like they take a picture and then some random person is just behind them. That always gives me goosebumps. I can't. First night in my first apartment. Didn't have a bed, so I slept on the couch in a living room. Had a nightmare that someone with a knife was going down the hallway. Just as I got to the living room door, I woke up. I jumped in my car, spent one more night at my parents'. 2 months later, my roommate falls asleep on the same couch. Next morning, he tells me about a dream he had about a guy coming down the hall with a knife. Just as he got to the door, my roommate woke up. What? 3 months later, a friend asked if he can crash for a night. Sure, he can sleep on the couch. Next morning, he says he had a weird dream. I said, "A guy coming down the hall with a knife?" My roommate added, "You woke up just as he got to the door?" Dude went palest shade of white I ever seen. Yo, that room is haunted. No, that couch is haunted. Every time they sleep on the couch, this happens. So I'm assuming if they sleep on the bed, it doesn't happen. But just on the couch, it happens. That couch is haunted. Oh my gosh. Why? Did someone die on the couch or something? Maybe it's because it's the ghost's favorite couch and they don't want someone sleeping on it. So it goes into their dreams and makes them scared. Oh my gosh, that is creepy. When I was 6 or 7, I was going to the bathroom, not bothering to close the door because no one else was home. My parents' room was directly across a narrow hallway from the bathroom, with their door being pretty close to being entirely open, with only clothes keeping it pushed slightly outwards. From where I was, I could see the foot of my parents' bed, the wall on the left side of their bed, and the wall which the door was against, being nearly fully open, if that makes sense. Sitting silently, I see a black dress with no figure inside rise up from behind the left side of my parents' bed, proceed to float out to the front of the foot of the bed, appearing to float directly towards me, and float behind my parents' bedroom door. Completely silent. No body, no legs, feet, nothing. Just a black dress. Yo! A ghost is wearing that dress, but you can't see it. It floated not slowly, but not too quickly, like it didn't even know I was there and was just casually floating through the house. I was freaked. I finished my business and quickly jumped across the hall and slammed the door the other way, screaming out of fear and an attempt at being threatening. Since then, I was sure to close the door every time I went to the bathroom, and only recently have I begun going with the door open if no one else is home. And nearly every time I do, the thought of that goes through my head. Yo! Yeah. This is why I hate closets with like so many clothes, and at night it feels like someone's watching you. This is why. Like, I'm scared something like this is gonna happen. That is scary. Oh my gosh, maybe the ghost just wanted to be pretty. You know, just trying on dresses. I have been saved from death 8 times by a spirit guy wearing a bowler hat. Each time has been different, but I am not the only one who has seen him. He has woken up my father and told him to check the garage. My father found me seizing and choking. I also fell asleep while driving. He turned the car sharply before we went off into a river. Yo, this ghost is a life-saving ghost. That's nice, you know. Wow. When I was around 11 years old, I heard scissors snipping from my parents' bathroom, which was next to my bedroom. This happened every night from around 1 to 1:30. After about 3 months, it stopped, and the dream I had that night was about a witch-looking thing dragging its nails against my back, and the next morning my back was covered in scabs that looked like someone scratched my back. Yo, I never get it when things like this happen. Like, people actually say these things, like they have a dream that someone like attacked them or something, or like someone scratched them on the leg, and then they wake up with actual scratches on their leg. And it's not like they have a cat or something. I was babysitting my ex's niece when I was still with him at the family home. His sister went out with friends that night and my ex was working, so I was alone with baby and my ex's younger sister, who was only 2 or so years younger than me. They lived out of the city on a dirt road, so they had a bunch of land. The kitchen had large, beautiful windows that almost went from floor to ceiling, and you could see over the land where the horses were and some planes and stuff. That's a big window, like the entire wall is a window, wow. During the day, it was very serene looking out the window because there were no neighbors. Nothing you could see more miles except serene tranquility. This setting changed at night. I was completely terrified of what all this vast nothingness looked like during dark. I couldn't see anything out there, but something could look in and see me. Oh, this is me with windows at night, honestly. Like, because my room is like bright and everything, but like when I look outside the window, it's dark, I can't see anyone, but I know if someone was outside they would be able to see me, so I always like shut my blinds or something, you know. Don't they have curtains? I distinctly remember getting a chill up my spine once the sun had set and shutting the curtains end to end that night I was babysitting. Okay, they have curtains. I went into the kitchen to get a drink. As soon as I stepped into the kitchen, I saw that the curtains were wide open. Not just a little bit, but end to end open. I've got ADHD, but I would not have left those curtains open because their property genuinely scared me at night. Their baby was asleep and my ex's sister didn't leave my sight all night, so no one would have opened those curtains. It haunts me. I think about it and get all woozy. I try to be rational, but I still just can't explain it. If only they had like a camera, like a security camera, and they can watch back, right? Oh my gosh, imagine watching back and then you actually see the curtains just open by themselves. Oh, that's scary. I actually have a bunch of weird paranormal stories, but there's one that really creeps me out more than the others. I was about 13, sleeping over at my friend's mum's house. She lived in a duplex that my family lived in for 40 plus years. She had a couple of kid cousins over that weekend, so I didn't think much of it when I saw a small blonde boy in a striped tee come around the corner and peek into the room we were hanging out in. My friend asked me who I waved to, and I just said, one of your little cousins. The next morning, we went to the other side of the duplex where her grandparents lived, and I saw a picture on the wall of the little blonde boy with the striped tee on, with "in memory of" written on it. I got a chill and asked her who it was, and she said, "Oh, that's my uncle. He got hit by a car right outside the house when he was 7 in the 80s. Why? I told her that's the exact little boy I saw outside your room last night, and she just responded with, "Yeah, he likes to say hi to the family sometimes." Yo, that's crazy though, because his ghost is just still young. You know, his ghost is 7 years old, but he's so many people's uncle. Okay, that's the only thing I was interested in. I'm convinced the house I lived in during my freshman year of college was haunted. I also swear that all of this is 100% true. I don't talk about it because it sounds ridiculous, but it happened and I can't explain it. The house was 120 years old. My room had a door to the attic that I kept locked. I had 4 other roommates who all swear they weren't screwing with me. I was laying in bed one day and I heard a super loud crash behind the door of the attic. I grabbed my big male roommate and we opened the door together. At the bottom of the steps, there were 6 awkwardly shallow steps leading to a bunch of that pink foam stuff and your typical attic. There was an old painting of some lady. We were creeped out. Nobody had ever seen the painting before, let alone gone into the creepy attic. We put the painting in the corner of the attic where it could not fall and didn't think about it again. A few months later, I heard the same crash. I figured I dreamed or imagined it. Again, I opened the door and found the painting sitting there. I'm scared! This time I moved the painting into the basement. There were some shelves and I just threw it in the back of the top shelf. A couple more months went by. Yet again, late one night, I heard the crash from behind the attic door. I thought to myself, no way. Grabbed my roommate again and opened the door. There it was! That painting was sitting at the bottom of the steps again. Wow! So you just can't move this painting. I don't understand how. I kept the room to my door locked as well as the door to the attic. My roommates couldn't have gotten in there to play a prank. I truly don't understand it. After the third time, we took the painting out to the fire pit and burned it. Thankfully, all the creepy stuff stopped there. I moved out of the house as soon as the lease was up. I can't explain what happened. I just know it was creepy and you could not convince me to go back there. Wow, they actually burnt the painting? Yo, it would be even creepier if the painting actually came back. Like, it... Whew. It's okay. Long story short, we knew we had a ghost kid at the house. After a few drinks, I decided to taunt him by laying a beer bottle on its side and saying, Timmy, if you're really here, spin the bottle. A few seconds go by and nothing happens. Then every door in the house slammed open. The front door had a deadbolt on. Why would you taunt him? Why? Like, what you trying to do, huh? Why would you do that? I work alone overnight cleaning a restaurant. There have been quite a few scares, but I'd say the most paranormal was when I heard pleading at the back door one night. It was short and to the point. A woman's voice said my name and a man's voice said, let us in. I went to look out the window that was attached to the door and no one was there. As I turned to go back to work, it sounded like something slammed into the door. Knocked my butt to the floor and I scrambled up running to safety. I had the managers look at the recording that morning when they came in and they said they saw nothing. This is only one example of a lot of weird stuff that goes on there. Let us in? No. 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 Yo. They were so angry because that person didn't let them in. That's a good sign that they didn't let them in. Ugh. Every single time I read scary stories, it just feels weird. I don't know, my room feels weird now. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoy it. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!